Alright, now today I'm going to talk about something that's come up in the news a lot lately. Two things: mountaintop removal coal mining and natural gas drilling with fracking. Let's start with the coal mining since it's the oldest. You got a bunch of rolling hills out here like in Appalachia, like that. Some of them you got some oddball ones that are higher than others like that, you see. They stick up above the landscape. Now God, in the Bible, if you read Genesis, God wanted us to go forth, multiply, and subdue the earth. And part of that subduing means to even things out. You take off the arrogant little mountains or arrogant big mountains that are higher than the other mountains.
Hell's ugly until you get it out.
Like that, you take them off and you even it out like that. You take them down to the elevation of the other ones like that. And then at the same time, you're creating jobs. You're getting the coal, you're getting the energy that America needs for our thirsty appetites. Don Blankenship is one of my personal heroes. That guy's a true patriot. He just cuts through all the red tape, all the winning, whining, and he gets the job done, gets that energy to the American people. You know how it goes. All right, let's.
It's a beautiful sight to behold.
And there's, they talk about a few streams being buried, a few tadpoles dying here and there, but who really cares about that stuff? It's called collateral damage. We need it for the economy. Let's move on. Let's talk about the natural gas drilling, which they call fracking. You got your surface of the earth here, down below, up to 8,000 feet, they say. You got this layer of shale like the Marcellus and the Barnett shale. And you got your well here, they put the gas well up. They put a rig up. It doesn't really look like that. You get the idea. They drill down, got the horizontal bit goes that way, or it goes that way. They fire off a pressure charge, fractures the rock, releases the gas that's inside the rock that wouldn't normally come out, comes up to the surface, bubbling on up. You got your gas. You got a whole crap load of gas down there that we wouldn't have been able to get before until this fracking technology. We need a lot of these wells, see. We need all kinds of... You can frack a well up to a whole bunch of times, a dozen more times, and get more and more gas out of it. And you got your water table here. Some of these liberals are whining about the water being polluted because the well goes down through the water table on its way to the gas. But I ain't never drank water that tasted funny like that. I ain't never seen a kitchen faucet on fire like in that movie Gasland, that avant-garde guy with the rim glasses on. You can't trust them people. He's a banjo player, but he's still a ninny as far as I'm concerned. Just like all them liberals, always complain about poison and toxin and pollution. Oh, the air smells bad. These guys out in Wyoming, they got these gas wells, There's a little smog coming off of these things like the condensate tank. There's some smog coming from these things. That's just how it goes with commerce. It's a temporary thing. Now, once these wells are all, they're all drilled and dry, I don't know how long it's going to take, but, people can put up with that. The lungs can handle it. You can live to be 80 years old with cigarettes in your system. I mean, just the liberals are always complaining about something. There's always something. Let me talk a little bit about the scale of what man's doing. When you got the whole size of the earth here, my drawing ain't really up to par, but you got the United States and all that. What man is doing to the earth is just skin deep. It's just right on the surface layer. It's just, barely nudging, barely touching the earth. All this digging, drilling, all this stuff. It's actually good for the earth what we do. This is like acupuncture. It eases the stress in the earth and prevents earthquakes and sinkholes and such, And you got your mountaintop removal actually evens out the landscape. It's like in the Bible. It says, go forth, multiply in Genesis. Go forth, multiply, and subdue the earth. Subdue means actually subdue. We're doing God's work. We're not just letting the earth just sit there going unused. Do you understand my point here? You know, all these new agey hippie types should like the acupuncture we're doing with all these gas wells. You know, we gotta put wells, and we gotta just drill in that shale. They're talking about putting up to like maybe 50,000 more wells in Pennsylvania. They've been doing this stuff for years in Colorado, down in New Mexico, down near Farmington, whatever. They got a whole bunch of these wells out there. I never heard anybody dying from it. We need the gas. You know, all these global warming alarmists, you know, all that BS about global warming. Even if there was global warming, the natural gas is a clean burning fuel, you know, cleaner than coal, they say, you know, but then we got the clean coal anyway. You know, it's all a wash. It's all a wash. Don't believe the liberal lies.